Hey there, comic book fans. It's Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and I'm in the car yet again, headed down to Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland for another new comic book day. It is a beautiful day here in the Baltimore, Washington area, and I'm heading down to pick up some of those new comics that I failed to pre-order a couple of months ago from my subscription service, M&M Comics. As you guys know, if you follow the channel, about a month to 2 months ago, I failed to put in that order. I just slept on the order, didn't put the order in, and I lost out on a lot of discounts because of that. Normally I get a 35, maybe 40, even up to 50% on some books discount by putting that pre-order in 2 to 3 months in advance. Well, I completely forgot the order, so I've been using the month of May, and it's going to go into the beginning of June as well. On every new comic book day, I've had to come down to just pick up the books that I failed to pre-order. And that's no exception today. But luckily today, there's only a couple things on that list that I didn't pre-order. Now, luckily, I'm using that word a lot today, is the following month at M&M Comics, I was able to still pre-order a lot of the books. So I still was going to be able to get a lot of those discounts. But again, I'm just using today as a follow-up to catch up on those books that I forgot to order. So we're going to head down. I'll do a little bit of footage, and once I get back home, I'll show off all the books that I picked up today. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I just finished up at Third Eye Comics here in Annapolis, Maryland, headed back home, picked up a few things. Like I said, there wasn't a lot this week that I had missed, but there were a couple things from the week prior that I had missed, so I was lucky to be able to pick that up. So give me a chance to get back home. I'll bag and board everything, and we'll do a little show and tell. So stay tuned. I'll be right back.
5 minutes later.
All right, everybody, I made it back home. I bagged and boarded all the new comics, and let's go through these. This was not a very exciting new comic book day. In fact, there was only a few things that I picked up that I was missing on my wish list. Now, as you guys know, I pre-order most of my new comic books through a subscription service called M&M Comics. They give these huge discounts if you order months in advance, then that's what I do. 35 to 50% off. But I failed to put that pre-order in a couple months ago, and I was going to have to end up picking these all up at New Comic Book Day at the higher, almost cover price. Because I've got a subscription box at at Third Eye Comics, I was still going to get a little discount, but if I had to pick up all those books, it was going to be super expensive. Well, luckily, in the next month's solicitation with M&M Comics, I was able to pick up and pre-order a lot of the ones I'd missed the month prior. But there were a handful that slipped through the cracks, and I've been slowly in the month of May and probably into the first week here in June or so, I'm still going to be picking up some of the ones that I missed on New Comic Book Day. And this was a very limited amount of books today that I picked up, and only a couple of them that I had missed pre-ordering. So let's get into the books, and I'll show you what I picked up. All right, so the very first book that was on my wish list that I didn't pre-order was this here. It is Ultimate Spider-Man number 5. And by this point, I'm not picking up any of the variant covers on these. I'm just picking up the first issue, the first regular cover. And I'm enjoying the story on this, although I wish Chicheco had remained the artist. And I think he's coming back, but it's disconcerting to get a different artist so soon in a new series, especially one that is so hot. But I picked that up. And here's a book that actually wasn't on my wish list, but it's mostly because I've gotten away from all the X-Men, but I'm a sucker for #1 comics. And so I picked up the first issue of Wolverine. Not his first appearance, but first ongoing series. And also I'm a sucker for Scotty Young covers, so I picked up the Scotty Young cover here as well. Let's put those down. And this, I guess sucker is the word of the day because I'm also a sucker for facsimiles. You guys know I love my facsimiles. And this was on the pre-order list that I forgot to order. So I got a facsimile of the Avengers King Size Annual number 10. It is the first appearance, this is the facsimile of the first appearance of Rogue. And great Michael Golden artwork on the interiors. You've got this Al Milgrom cover on the front that everybody, I think, absolutely hates. But I went ahead and picked this up. I was going to get the foil variant as well, but they'd already had it bagged and boarded, and it was already $12.99. And I'm like, I don't really need the foil variant of this. Just a copy of this is fine for me. This is a book you can still find raw as a regular comic, and it's a good book if you can get it high grade, graded, but you can find them pretty easily. I'm not going to get this one graded like I do some facsimiles, but it may be a candidate to get signed at some point. This would be a good project piece. Al Milgrom shows up at conventions all the time. Michael Golden does as well. Probably do Jim Shooter as well. I'm not sure who wrote this. My guess is it was probably Roger Stern, but you guys have to let me know. It's already bagged and boarded. I have to open it up to find out. And also, not on my pre-order list, but I went ahead and picked it up along with that Wolverine, was the 50th issue of the new Wolverine series going on. Not a fan of the book. I'm not really reading these, but I am kind of a sucker on milestone issues and just great art. You've got this Lindell Yu cover right here. Man, that is spectacular artwork. And it is absolutely beautiful. They had a lot of different variants for Wolverine that I just bypassed as well. I didn't pick them up. I just and they're okay, but why am I picking these up? I don't think any of them is going to pop that much in terms of value down the road if you get them CGC'd or anything. So I just let it go. I picked up the one issue and that was it. And guys, that was it for the new comic books coming out this New Comic Book Day. There wasn't a lot of stuff that, like I said, wasn't a lot of stuff I was excited about, and there wasn't a lot of stuff that I missed. And of course, a couple of these were things that I picked up just because I was there that I normally wouldn't have picked up. But I did pick up a couple additional comics from the week prior, because the week prior I was on the road. I was at Hello Comics down in Charlottesville, Virginia, and they didn't have these on the stands. And I was there late in the day. They'd already sold out of a lot of their books, but they didn't have either of these. And they'd already run out of regular copies of the issue number 1, this is issue 50 of Spider-Man. This is the regular cover. This is in my regular pull box at Third Eye Comics. I knew I had it sitting there, but Hello Comics had already sold out of the regular cover. And I think I picked up a variant that they had there on that day. I think I had that in that video. But the one variant that I really wanted was this one right here, the Negative Space cover in the black uniform. who is the artist? Every time I get ready to do one of these videos with this negative space, I go, why do I not do the research? John Tyler Christopher. Is that right? Did I get that right, guys? I think that's right. That's actually a beautiful cover, and Third Eye buys so many comics for all their different locations that they buy just absolutely a ton of new comics, and they buy a ton of variants. And luckily, they still had this on the stand, and I was able to pick this up. And I was kind of cool. This is a really cool cover right here. I'd love to get that signed at some point. But guys, that's it. That's all I picked up from this week of New Comic Book Day books. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of these books that I picked up. Are you reading Ultimate Spider-Man? Are you reading regular Spider-Man? I'm not enjoying the regular Spider-Man run. I swore I was going to stop buying these right after issue 50, but there they go. They're getting ready to do a Green Goblin storyline, and I'm a sucker for that. We'll hold out for a little bit longer. We'll probably just keep going with that until I'm absolutely disgusted by the whole thing. But in terms of some of these X-Men books, I guess they're getting ready to reboot everything. I'll probably jump in with the first few issues of the new run, but I'll hold my breath on those as well. But like I said, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of everything today. And if you like this kind of content, guys, definitely hit that like, slap the subscribe, and click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my content that I put out each and every week, Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. All right, guys, my voice is giving out. It's time for me to go. You guys have a great day. And remember, every comic has a story.